Hey everybody, I hope you can see me. The screen webcam monitor screen on my screen is blank, but I'm going to try this out, and if not, I'll give this a take number two. But in this update, we're going to look at the Jamstack weather model. A good model, Japanese model, and it's a seasonal model, so it forecasts way in advance, so you can look all the way to September and November. As we're looking at right now, the sea surface temperature anomalies. Looks like a La Nada, but this is the highlight of the video. So I was talking with a friend yesterday, one of my good weather buds, and we're like looking at the equatorial Pacific, whether it's going to be an El Nino or La Nina, and there's so much warm water, guys, under the surface of the equatorial Pacific, and that triggers me to interest in it because they're not forecasting this on the Jamstack model, but the fact is right now we have a ton of warm waters lurking under the surface. In fact, let's take a look at that and just kind of get a little hint of that, what I'm talking about. So let's see, we're going to take a look at our El Nino La Nina. We're going to take a look at our depth anomalies. So here, see all that orange? That's warm water, and that's under the surface, as you can see. So again, we have a lot of cool from the La Nina, the renegade leftover La Nina, so to speak, and now that's just a heck of a peak of a lot of warm water here in the Central Pacific, man. That's just a lot of warm water. That makes me very curious and drives me to the point where I'm just like crazy thinking about this because they're not forecasting a major El Nino, but with all this warm water, you would think there's going to be some type of El Nino forming. I mean, we're going all the way to currently, basically, it's April, 13th today, 12th? And so this is going all the way to March and April. And for this not to be an El Nino soon, and I mean like really soon, would alarm me. Not to alarm anyone, but it does look like an El Nino is forming. So again, the whole theme throughout the past 3 months is the models are busting all over the place. So why wouldn't they continue to bust? I will say that. But again, we have a lot of warm water here, and if we could, we're going to take a look at our, let's see, what is it? The CFS seasonal sea surface temperature forecast. Let's go, seasonal, that's what I want there. So we're going to take a look at that. Sea surface temperatures, let's go E3. I think that means month 3, so here we go. We're going to take a look all the way out to the last run, which is October, November, and December. And again, it's not really forecasting an El Nino. This is more of a La Nada, So that's just not really sure about that. I'm disagreeing with these models for 2 reasons. One is because they continue to bust, as they did in December and January. We had very cold months where they were forecasted to be very warm months. And now this, where they're forecasting both the Jamstack and this CFS V2 model are forecasting a La Nada when we have the equatorial Pacific brewing with warm water under the surface. Now, that's my prediction. I think that we'll have a lot of warm water upwelling in the next several months or so. So with that being said, the Jamstack model has not come out for April yet. So we're going to take a look at our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook off the CFS model. And this is from April 19th to April 25th. And there's going to be a mini heat wave developing here in Texas. Ironically, that's where the Jamstack is forecasting a lot of heat to develop this summer. So maybe we're starting to see signs of what will occur this summer, a little omen there. And again, a lot of above average precip in those same areas. So hint, hint, severe weather outbreak lurking days 8 through 14. Too early to predict the specifics of that, but it does look in general when we have this much amount of heat, and this much precip, the heat is going to interact with some cold air along the lines and create some severe weather. So that's the bottom line with that, the synopsis. Let's take a look at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. It's going from April 17th to the 21st. And again, it's warm in the west, cold in the east. Not really cold, but below normal average temperatures, above normal temperatures relative to average here in the west. A lot of precip here in the southwest and in the northeast. Actually, not a lot. It's more so a little bit above average, so you might get a little more than some scattered showers. You might have some all-day rain showers in these areas in the darker green. In the lighter green, it's more your showery type weather, and that's just in general. I'm not predicting backyard locations and whatnot. Let's take a look at our NAO, because, again, the NAO is most influential between February 15th and April 15th, and ironically, we're right on that deadline. So we still have some influence for the NAO to impact the USA in terms of its major months, which are February 15th through April 15th. So we're right there. And right now it's positive, which would indicate with a positive NAO, you typically get warmth in the east, dry in the east. Not always that way, but sometimes that way. Sometimes it works out that way, sometimes it doesn't. There's other factors involved. But anyways, nevertheless, the NAO is dropping negative. But then it goes into where it's less influential. It's starting to come out of that phase where the NAO is a big-time factor in predicting the USA weather. With that being said, let's take a look at our CFS seasonal forecast for 2-meter temps. Let's kind of see what the CFS model is forecasting for our temperatures in the next, we're going to take a look at early winter, actually, October, November, December. I hate to say it, but I have so little confidence in these models based off of what happened last November into this and December and into this January, this last January. But anyways, they're predicting a lot of warmth and just too much warmth here in the north. I don't think that will happen, number one. It just looks overwhelming. So yeah, I mean, it's predicting a warm winter start to the winter. I don't buy it. I don't agree with it yet. And of course, we have a lot of months till winter, a lot of time to winter. It's interesting, though. It has this little cool patch here in the right west of Africa in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. Speaking of which, let's take a look at NOAA's hurricane season forecast. And so they're predicting an above normal 2000. This is last year's, I'm sorry. Let's get 2025 if they have one. It's 2023. Here we go. This was released on April 3rd of this year. 2025 hurricane forecast. They're predicting 17 named storms, 9 hurricanes, 4 major. That means plus category 3 or above hurricanes. And in 2024, we had 18 named storms compared to our predicted 17 named storms this year. We had 11 hurricanes in 2024 compared to our 9 hurricanes. We had, compared to our current forecast this year of 9 hurricanes. We also had 5 major hurricanes last year, in contrast with our 4 major hurricanes predicted this year. So bottom line, it is above average, a little less active than last year, but very slightly. It's still an above average season they're forecasting. And again, you can see why I'm saying that. It's because our average here from 1990 to 2020 is on the right-hand side, where you have 14, on average 14 named storms per year. Both this year forecast and last year's actual are above that. So again, an above normal season forecasted. And also 7.2 average hurricanes occur each year. Again, both of those are above this year's forecast and last year's actual. And our